asked of me is, what is a change maker? And I feel like a change maker is someone crazy enough to have that little bit of faith and that spirit to be able to be the change that they want to see. Today, I not only want to walk you through my story, because that's obvious, but a time in which I had to do something. There was no other option. My name is Faith Massey, and my life goal is to impact people positively. I've been doing change making since I was 16 years old. And honestly, being a change maker broke me and it built me up. It's given me opportunities that no job, education, or even my mother couldn't have given me. And it taught me the harsh truth to change making. Today, I want to tell you not only the fact that you are a change maker, but why it has to be you. This is how my tenacity led me to figure out who I am and what I want to do. What I want to do is I want to make great change. I want to use my voice, know my words, to be able to push people to rethink the conventional, mundane ways of life. And my story starts here. I'm actually from Nashville, Tennessee, and as you can see, this is my friends and I, and that's baby Faith. And understand in Tennessee, I was surrounded by Black people. That's soul food, R&B, Black family, Black everything. I didn't have to ask for Afrocentric education, rather, it was just a way of life. So when my mom told me, Faith, we moving to Chicago, it broke me. I was coming from my home, everything that I had known. So I walk into this new school and I realized none of the students or teachers or even the dang on posters on the wall looked like me. I realized that the only thing they did seemed to only lift up Eurocentric voices, faces, and history. I said there's more to that. Where I'm coming from is Afrocentric everything, and I'm not saying that that has to be the case. But what I am saying is that I see that there's a need for Afrocentric education, and I want to be the one to feel it. That feeling in my chest was the spirit of change-making igniting. So this is where I did it. I started Black Leader Achievers, the first and only Afrocentric club in the entire school. We then went to create and host a completely student-led Black History Month event. And that has got to be one of my favorite memories. We actually got, we got so much accolades. We got invited to meet change maker, policy makers, the equity team. I've had speaking engagements like this. Shoot, I wouldn't even be where I am right now without it. I definitely wouldn't have got into American without it, and that's tea for another day. We'll go to the next slide. But when I went to graduate, and I'm gonna put this down. When I went to graduate, it felt like I had did nothing. And I spent so many nights just trying to make those posters and rethinking conversations I had because people I thought that were my allies wasn't really my allies. I realized that in me starting the only Afrocentric club, now I was in politics. I didn't want to do that. Now I'm playing the adult game. Now people had expectations of me as an adult, but were condescending to me as a child. And that's a lot to go through when you're just trying to make it. But I realized that that spirit was implanted to me for a reason. Because of my privileges, like my light skin, my green eyes, and my curly brown hair, I was able to be in environments and rooms that my Afrocentric peers weren't able to be in. I'm not the first one to think of, oh, let's start an Afrocentric club. But I was the first one to hold on to that mustard seed of faith and listen to the spirit. Because of these privileges, I then realized it had to be me. And it wasn't about my doubts, fears, or insecurities. There was many times where I was thinking, can I even do this? Like, what have I gotten myself into? Will I? Shall I? But I realized you have to take those very sentences and make them into I can, I shall, and you know what? I will. There are gonna be obstacles in your way, and there's gonna be people telling you, why are you doing this? Or ripping down your decorations, or just being covertly and overtly racist to you. That's true. But you have to remind yourself of your why. You didn't go through all this for nothing. You're going through it because you've seen a need and you had that spirit for a reason. Because it has to be you. I also realized the harsh truth to change making. And before that, I realized that you have to have just a mustard seed of faith, and that will propel you the furthest. Now I realize the harsh truth to change making is not objectives. It's not starting a club and being the first and being the face. That's not it. But it's the fact that you go outside of your comfort zones to make that change. And it starts by one person doing that. And it looks like the following video. And in this video, you'll see little water droplets, and those create ripples. And these ripples then become waves once us as a collective all decide to make the change that we wish to see. If we can go back to the chart, without me going out on my leap of faith, I would have never impacted the people that I did. If you see Micah to the left of the chart, she then went to take BLA even after I left, impacting people that I've never seen, met, or heard before. Yolanda was a part of BLA. She then moved much like I did, and then she created her own Afrocentric club. I say all this to say, if there's anything that you need to take, it's two things. One, that spirit was implanted in you for a reason, because it has to be you. And all you need as a prerequisite is a mustard seed of faith. Thank you. Now the twins will share their story.
Thank you, babe. Just give us a second to put the presentation up.